Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to discuss about plantar fasciitis. Plantar fascia is also known as plantar aponeurosis. It is a dense collection of collagen fibers and is present on the sole of foot. This is the plantar fascia and posteriorly it is attached to the calcaneum at middle process of the tuberosity, calcaneal tuberosity. There are three bands of plantar fascia. One is medial band. This is the middle band of plantar fascia. One is central band and the third one is lateral band. Medial band inserts into the first metatarsophalangeal joint. The lateral band insert into the base of fifth metatarsal bone, and the central band is the largest band and it anteriorly divide into five heads, and each head insert just proximal to the head of metatarsals. Okay, so middle band attaches to the first metacarpophalangeal joint. Lateral band attached to the fifth metatarsal bone, and the central band. This central band divided into five slips, and each slip insert just proximal to the head of metatarsal. So what is plantar fasciitis? Plantar fasciitis is actually inflammation of the plantar fascia, and it is considered as the most common cause of heel pain. Patient after often present with heel pain that increases or worsen after a prolonged period of rest, like patient wake up in morning and feel intense pain in the heel. Okay, what about the pathology? It is generally a low grade inflammatory process, and the most common cause is mechanical stress or why repetitive trauma, why some bony spur impinging on the fascia. Degenerative process also leads to plantar fasciitis, and some systemic causes also leads to plantar fasciitis, like seronegative spondyloarthropathies, like spondylo ankylosing spondylitis, reactive arthritis, psoriatic arthritis. In all these conditions, patient may present with plantar fasciitis. So on radiology, look at this image. This is the ultrasound image of a normal patient and the patient with plantar fasciitis. We can see in the normal patient, this is the plantar fascia and posteriorly attaching to the calcaneum. This is the echogenic line represent the calcaneum. So we can see it is intermediate, or you can say slightly hyperechoic structure attaching to the calcaneum. But in the symptomatic patient or the patient with plantar fasciitis, you can see the fascia or plantar fascia is thickened and appears hypoechoic as compared to the normal patient. So what is the ultrasound criteria for plantar fasciitis? There will be increased thickness of plantar fascia greater than 4.5 mm, and plantar fascia will be hypoechoic. Okay. On T1 weighted images or proton density images, it is actually intermediate to low signal structure. On T2 weighted images, it is hyper intense or have high signal. On short tau inversion recovery images, it is actually sensitive in detecting both fascia and perifacial edema, which appears as poorly marginated area of high signal intensity on short tau inversion recovery. And why it is sensitive? Because on short tau inversion recovery, fat is suppressed. So we can clearly see the fluid or perifacial edema in short tau inversion recovery. So look at this image. You can see the perifacial facial edema. This is the edema. This is another patient. You can see thickened plantar fascia with a bony spur at calcaneum, perianthecial fluid, and also heel pad edema. All these changes are reflecting of plantar fasciitis. And the thickening is often fusiform and typically involves the proximal portion that extend to the calcaneal insertion. On T2 and short tau inversion recovery, there is increased signal intensity of proximal plantar fascia. Edema of adjacent fat pad or subcutaneous tissue may be present. And in some cases, you are also going to see marrow edema in the calcaneum. How we are going to treat it? Mostly conservative management is followed. Intralesional steroids can be given. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs are given to relieve pain. And in chronic cases, we can also give posterior tibial nerve block. Okay, so this was a short topic about plantar fasciitis.